welcome to another update. So here we go. Let's take a look. We show this. Okay, let's go. Oh. All right, there we go. Okay, so where are we with the market? What's going on? A lot of questions, a lot of wonderings, a lot of concerns, and just the usual market reactions that we see. So I will explain in this video, in this update, what's happening. And I will make this update for both those who are members in our group and, of course, for those of you who are on YouTube. So YouTube viewers, you will not be able to see the actual signals. I encourage you to participate. We do have free trial offers. We have a promotional going on. If you want 60 days of signals, you can get that. Or you can get 60 days of account management at the time of purchasing our ebook. Once you purchase our ebook, Easy Forex Trading, you'll have access to our signals as well as our account management. And they both operate on the same principle, and that principle is taught in our ebook, Easy Forex Trading. So what's happening here? Basically, what happens every election. You will have extreme volatility in the market. Extreme volatility. Now, I realize that we have just left a session last month. For half the month, we experienced volatility, and then we just recently recovered from that volatility. That volatility was caused by media hype, unnecessary media hype against the U.S. dollar and against the presidential administration's stand on the economy and the U.S. dollar, and a couple of reports that were just blown out of proportion. And sure enough, just like we reported on the other videos that I made, everything recovered the way that it was supposed to recover according to our strategy. So now we're experiencing a new market volatility, and this volatility is mainly due to the election. Anytime you have the U.S. economy or the U.S. dollar go through any type of storm or volatility or any type of attack or any serious thing, and it could be anything that's very serious, all right? It could be any geopolitical event around the dollar or the U.S. economy, and you'll have the volatility. So an election, a midterm election, definitely has a lot to do with it, because I don't want to get into the politics right now, but if the Democrats take the House, that's pretty much what the strategy is right now when we talk about American politics. So that's what everybody's wanting to see, and that's just regardless of what the narrative is in the political arena, it will affect the U.S. dollar because it has to do with the United States economy. So once this subsides, then of course everything will revert to where it's supposed to be according to the long term. Okay. Now, I will point out a couple of things. Number one, for those of you who are new, I do realize that it can be frustrating because you have just started this, and maybe you're extremely brand new. You're just new to everything. Of course, you're new to this concept because you don't have too much of this being taught out there and demonstrated the way that we're demonstrating this, to show you all that yes, this is real and it does work. And this whole thing is new. So then not only is this concept new, this approach, but then you may be new just to the whole Forex in general, and it can become a little overwhelming. And then you're seeing all this, and then you just exited out the U.S. session, and you're seeing this, and you're like, oh my goodness, what's happening? And you'll be tempted to think that maybe this is not working, or something's wrong, or you're doing something wrong. It's not that. You're going to have to decide if you're going to do this for the long run. This is a decision that has to do with what type of investor are you? Are you a long-term investor? Are you a wise investor? I know I give a minimum of 90 days in the ebook. I talk about that. But that's really a minimum. And I realize that even 90 days, it sounds like way too much for most people who are in the Forex. That concept right there just will blow their minds. So I usually, as a teacher, I have to exercise patience also. So I do offer and introduce a 30-day concept. That's what's in that book. So you can apply the 30-day concept 1 month at a time if you decide. If you want to take that route. If you don't want to jump into the first 60 or 90 days and it's just too overwhelming for you and is requiring too much patience for you to be exercised, then you can do the 30-day concept that's outlined in the book. And then every 30 days you do it. Now, obviously, in a situation like this, if you were to use the 30-day concept, you may or may not. It just depends on what you're trading. A lot of these trades you're looking at, you're seeing a lot of profit. They're blue. But let's look at the ones that are not in profit. Okay. So there are less that are in red, and the majority are in positive, and of course the whole account is in positive. So there's a lot of things to look at. Now, what I will say is this: don't fall into don't give into your emotions and think like, oh no, this is not right, or this is a normal pattern for the market. This is normal. The market has to move this way. That's just the nature of the market. I talk about that in the ebook, embracing the market, accepting the market, understanding the market for what it is. It's nature. It must do this. So once we come to that understanding and that realization, then we can, over time and over experience that you will have as a wise investor, you'll be able to see for yourself, experience for yourself. That experience will play a big part in how you make your profits. There's more to explain than just what I just talked about. We will be creating an educational format where those of you who are interested in learning more, but you cannot afford the mentorship program, because the mentorship program is pricey. In fact, the price will go up. It's at $1,750 right now. It will go up to at least $3,000, and after that $5,000, and after that $10,000. You may be saying, "Wow, that's a lot of money." Well, the mentorship program, you're learning everything. Every single drop of what we have to offer. And it's really worth that much. It's lower now so that people can get in and get the opportunity while they can. All of these promotions and all of these offers, it's just so that everyone can get the opportunity to learn and be able to understand that we're in a time now where you can take on your own financial liberty. You have now. I am really going off on this video in another direction. That's not where I wanted to go in this conversation. I will make videos about that. But let's get back to here. All right. So we have a couple of things that I want to talk about. Is the dollar, Mexican peso. Out of all of the currencies that we're holding here, which I believe they're 20, I believe, and there are a couple on here that are on the stop loss take profit, but they're not on the screen. So those of you who are in our signals group, you'll be able to see that when you download the stop loss take profit and the signals. So the dollar, Mexican peso was doing very well for the past, I'm talking about the Mexican peso by itself, was doing very well for the past couple of months, 3 months, 4 months. And now what we're seeing is the Mexican peso. Well, let me back up. So the Mexican peso was doing very well. And then we started seeing pressure being applied to this whole currency pair, dollar versus Mexican peso. And what we see now is the Mexican peso actually succumbed to that pressure. So now the Mexican peso is not weakening, but has weakened completely. And it caused this pair to change its position completely. So we've changed our position for the dollar versus Mexican peso. That's also included in the stop loss take profit. Okay, so not every instrument or currency pair that switches positions means that you should jump on it right away. That's not always the case. But in this case, everything added up and lined up. It must line up. It's all based on numbers and mathematics, and that's it. And so it lined up, and so that's why we took the position. So make sure if you're taking that, it's a volatile currency pair. It's exotic, very exotic, and it can be extreme. So these are the things that I wanted to discuss. And I will be adding more videos onto the YouTube channel. So be on the lookout. We have some more sequels coming out on some of these series that have just launched on our YouTube channel. Okay? And we have some more coming out. There's a lot. This strategy you can use in any market, just like I explained in the ebook. And we're going to have videos where I'll demonstrate that too. And I'll be able to show you these other markets where we're making profits. Cryptocurrency, yeah, Bitcoin too. Okay, I will add this note. A lot of people that are in Bitcoin right now are surprised, and they will be surprised. They're unable to really see because they are going off of the traditional concept of short-term trading and market movement. So they're under the impression that when there's a quick volatile up, the prices are going to go up again, and they go in, and that's not the case. I'm going to end this video here. Happy trading, happy investing. If you have any questions, contact us at admin@theforexhelper.com.